Good morning. It is good to be with you. This is the best story. The best story is my favorite story. So, last week we found out the angel told Mary she would give birth to a very special child. Now, to start this story, Mary is very pregnant. She is about to give birth. But the thing is, remember how at the end of the Old Testament, Israel kept getting conquered by new empires? Well, Israel is actually under the control of another empire. This empire is the Roman Empire, okay? And the Roman leaders said, we want to take a census, which means we want to get a count of who is living where and where everyone is. They wanted to organize and understand their empire. And so what that meant for people is they had to return to their family's hometown, right? Wherever their family originated from. So Mary, who is very pregnant, all of a sudden has to go on this journey, right? Joseph goes with her by her side, and they go to a place called Bethlehem, okay? Bethlehem. And when they get there, the problem is Bethlehem is a very small town, very quiet. Not a lot of people live there. There's farmers, right? It's a small place. But because of the census, right, all these people from out of town have come in to Bethlehem, right? And so Bethlehem is full. It's filled up. It's filled up. And Mary and Joseph are some of the last ones to arrive, probably because they're having to travel slowly since Mary was so pregnant. And so when they get to Bethlehem, they're looking all around for a place that they can stay. But everywhere is full up. There is no room for them there. There's no room, right? They check at this thing called an inn, which maybe we would call like a hotel or a motel. And they say, are there any rooms for us to spend the night? And they say, there is no room for you here. But seeing how pregnant she was, right? The innkeeper says, you know what? I do have this place you can stay. It's not going to be great, but you won't be completely outdoors. And it's basically like this little cave area where the animals would sleep at night, right? And they're like, you could spend the night with the animals. And so they're in this dirty, stinky, animal-smelling cave, and it is quiet. And amidst all the craziness, all the hustle and bustle of everyone coming into town, in the middle of the night, on this quiet night, out in a cave, Mary has her baby. Mary has her baby, and she names the baby Jesus, right? And what a gift. Who would have ever thought that in this tiny, dirty, stinky, quiet cave, right, the most important person ever would be born? And amidst all the craziness that was happening in the world that everyone thought was so important, oh, the census is so important. The truly important thing was happening off to the side in the quiet, right? God was getting ready to fulfill his rescue plan, but he wasn't making a big show of it. He wasn't drawing attention to it. This was a quiet, special moment for Mary and for Joseph and for their family. Now, it says that while that is happening, while Jesus is being born, out in the fields, right, there were shepherds who were taking care of the sheep. And the shepherds were probably laying in the field, and they're probably awake and looking at the stars. And all of a sudden, it says this heavenly host, right, which means like a whole bunch of angels appeared in the sky. And the shepherds start freaking out. And the angel says, do not be afraid, for I have good news. Tonight in Bethlehem, a Savior has been born. And the shepherds can't believe it. And so they go to see this new Savior, this baby Jesus, this promised Savior who would rescue the people, the shepherds go to see him. Whew, what a beautiful story. Now, the story will continue a little bit next week because baby Jesus will also have some other visitors besides the shepherds. But that will be for next week. I love this story. I love all the little pieces in it. I love how quiet and simple and beautiful it is. So I hope as Christmas is getting closer, we're like a week and a half away now. I hope you remember what this season is all about. It's about this beautiful, little, quiet story about how God was going to change the world. I hope you have a good week, and I will talk with you soon.